Welcome to the webinar. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. My name is Rich Harshaw. We're here to talk about how to absolutely dominate local search in less than 12 months. Took a poll before we started the webinar for those who were on a little bit early, had a good number of people. Thank you for attending. Also would like to thank the partner sponsors for working with us. We'll talk about that in a minute, but here's what came out on the poll. 6% of you said that your website is doing a great job at generating organic leads. 24% said pretty good, room for improvement, but pretty good. So the two categories combined is about 30%. 24% of you said it's okay. We're not doing great, not doing terrible, probably a lot of room for improvement. 35%, this is the biggest category, said not very good. We're doing essentially terribly. Well, there was actually 11% of you that said it's actually terrible. So there's a lot of room for improvement. That's probably why you're on here today. Not a lot of people join a webinar on how to absolutely dominate local search when they're already dominating local search. So let's get into a little bit of a scenario here. I want you to think through this with me. Oh, before we do that, I want to mention our sponsors, our partner sponsors, Get the Referral, Upgrade, Engage, Paradigm Vendo, and Top Rep. Be talking with about each of these folks as we get going into the webinar a little bit. But here's the scenario. I want you to imagine that you hire a brand new sales rep and you put them on. I talked to a company yesterday. They said it's about a $9,000 cost in recruiting and training. They train for 3 weeks. So you hire somebody new, they're on your sales force. And here's what happens. You hire them the first week out after they've done their 3-week training, you give them 10 leads, they close one. How you feeling about that? Most of you probably feeling, well, not all that great, but room for improvement. Let's say the second week is 1 out of 10 closes. Ooh, that's a problem. So here's what you do. You bring them in for more training. You give them more encouragement. You use all the tools that you have, like Zero, to analyze what they're doing right and do what they're doing wrong. You give them more encouragement, more training. You send them back out there. After 10 weeks in the field, this guy is still closing 1 out of 10 leads. What are you going to do? Look at the title of this slide. When are you going to cut bait? Well, here's what you've got to realize, and I know you know this. This guy's missing 2 out of 10 sales that he should be closing, assuming that your average closing rate across the board for your folks is 3 out of 10. So if he's closing 1, he's missing 2. Well, if he's missing 2 out of 10 sales that he should be closing, that means after 50 weeks, which is a year with vacation, he missed 100 sales. You gave this guy leads. How many leads is that? 500 leads, 10 times, yeah, 500 leads, and 100 sales were, keyword, missed. You're losing 100 sales times $15,000, assuming that's your average amount. It could be higher, it could be lower, but for this example, it's 15,000. It's $1.5 million that you're losing on that sales rep. So what do? Answer, you fire the guy. He's a nice person. We like you. You were highly recommended. You passed all of our analysis tests, disc profiling. But hey, look, at the end of the day, you're just not any good at this. You need to go find something else to do. Well, it's easy to understand this when it's a salesperson. What I'm going to show you today is that it's very likely that you have a website and SEO situation that is equally, if not even more problematic than a salesperson that only closes 1 out of 10. Even more problematic. You know, you're going to look at this like this cartoon. I think it's time to get a website and SEO that actually works. You're going to blow up what you have because it's probably not working for you. Now, let me explain to you who I am. If you aren't aware of Level 10 Contractor, my name is Rich Harshaw. I'm the founder. I'm an author. I wrote a book called Unlocking Unlimited Lead Flow. The CEO of the company. Started in 1994. It's a 30-year-old company. Let's see, we got 2 months. November 9th will be our 30th year 30 full years in business. We specialize in remodeling and home services since about 2005. So we're up about 19 years in this space. And we work with some of the biggest and most successful companies in the industry, companies that you would know their names most definitely. Worked with some of the biggest, also worked with a lot of smaller companies. We like to help companies grow from 2 or 3 million to 5 million to 10 million and then beyond. That's the idea and the premise and the mission of our company. Here's what we do at Level 10 Contractor. We are an agency. We're an elite level provider of websites and SEO. That's why we have the expertise for me to be able to teach you what we're going to be talking about today. Also, we do a lot of advertising, digital, whether that's Facebook, pay-per-click, radio, television. We do all of these kinds of things on behalf of our clients. We're world-class experts, websites and SEO and at advertising. Okay, we're an agency. That's what we do at Level 10 Contractor. Like I said, wrote a book. There's a picture of it. You can go look it up on Amazon. Yeah, they have this on-demand print thing. They'll print the book and send it to you as soon as you order it. Also have a podcast. I want to let you know about this. It's a great resource. Level 10 Contractor Daily Podcast. It's on all the major podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, any of the other ones you want to look at. Not Google. They quit having a platform a few months ago. But it's a daily podcast. Been doing it for over 5 years now. There's over 1,800 episodes on there. Every imaginable marketing topic that you can think of has been covered on this podcast multiple times. Fantastic resource. The cost of it is FREE. It's free. Go look it up. All right, now before we get started in the content, what we're going to talk about today, I want to introduce you to 3 of our 5 partner sponsors today. The first one is Top Rep. This is a company run by a gentleman named Chuck Toki. I've had him on the webinar, on the podcast before, episode 1804 on August 16th. You might want to go check it out. This is a comprehensive one-on-one coaching service designed for home service business owners to enhance your sales process and your team performance. Specialized training, such as what they call their Flight School online training platform, which offers courses for individual sales reps and sales teams. Top Rep boot camps, which provides intensive training on modern selling techniques. They do 2 events per year, I believe in March and September. I might be slightly off on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. This is an unbelievable sales training organization. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another poll on the screen, and I'm going to let you tell me if you're interested in learning more about any of these 3 sponsors. So I'm going to launch that right now. Go ahead and fill this out as you hear me talk about these folks. Without these folks, we don't have a webinar today. All of you are here at the invitation of one of these sponsors. So if you want to learn more about Top Rep, you can go to topreptraining.com, topreptraining.com. Also, you can listen to my podcast, number 1804, from August 16th, just about a month ago. Okay, so that is Top Rep. Also want to let you know about something called GTR, Get the Referral. This is an amazing program. I was not aware of this program that it existed before I ended up talking to these folks. Actually asked them to come on my podcast once I found out about it, which is episode 1808, August 20th. Look that up. This is a great way to generate more leads for less money. Most contractors that are using Get the Referral, their average cost per lead is about $35. What they do is they drive down your lead cost by generating referrals, and everybody knows the referrals are the best kinds of leads because they convert at 50, 60% instead of 20, 25, 30%, whatever, okay? GTR is the #1 referral software for home services because they make it easy to generate and track referrals, and they reward the people that send you referrals, and it's all done through your company's branded app that they create for you. They simply simplify the ask and process of gathering high quality referral leads. So this is an amazing software. Again, you can learn a lot about it from my podcast, number 1808 from August 20th, but also just go over to their website. You can do a demo. They'll actually give you 10% off for webinar attendees, and go to getthereferral.com/level10, getthereferral.com/level10. One last company I want to let you know about now, then we'll get to the heart of the matter, what you came here to learn about, which is the SEO and website stuff that we're going to talk about. But Paradigm Vendo, I want to let you know about these folks. Tim Mush is my good friend. I've known him for 19 years in this industry. He's over there at Paradigm Vendo, and he got involved as a partner of ours. It's a digital presentation and quoting solution specifically designed to help sales professionals in this industry, home improvement, manage the in-home selling process from first appointment to sign contract. So they're gonna automate all of this paperwork process. Paradigm Vendo helps eliminate the paperwork and the mistakes in quoting and in ordering, and it makes selling a lot faster, makes it a lot easier. Paradigm Vendo creates a thorough and consistent sales process without skipping steps, and creates engaging sales presentations to help you close more and bigger deals while protecting your profit margin. Paradigm Vendo features products that you already sell, or it lets you select from dozens of available pre-configured manufacturer products in their pricing catalog. So their pricing's already in there. It just makes it super, super easy. It's fast, it's easy, fully integrates with financing options, payment processing, bottom line, sell more, make higher profits. Go check out Vendo. You can check them out at paradigmvendo.com/level10. Paradigmvendo.com/level10. Thank you for filling out on the poll. I appreciate that. We'll get that information over to these folks, and you can expect to hear from them to arrange for whatever the next step is, probably some kind of a demonstration. Okay, so let me close that, and we'll get back to the presentation. Here's the question that I want you to answer. How many quotable organic leads does your website generate each month? Quotable means it's a real lead that you can quote. It's not the toner salesman trying to, come through your website and say, hey, how much toner can I sell you? Actual quotable organic leads. I want you to write the number down right now. Write it down on a piece of paper. How many quotable organic leads does your website get a month? I asked this question to hundreds and hundreds of remodeling companies over the last few years. When we do website audits for them, I ask them, how many leads are you getting now? Quotable organic leads. Here's the top answer. The top answer is, I don't know. Okay. The next answer is, not that many. Well, we just did a poll, didn't we, at the beginning of this webinar before we started, and only 30% of you said you're doing pretty good or great. The other 70% said, okay, not very good was the most popular answer, and terrible was also something that many of you picked. So here's what I want you to know. There's a lot of leads available through Google search. I'll give you an example. This is a snapshot of a dashboard for one of our clients. I've redacted their company name. This is their private information, so I can't tell you who it is. This is a 90-day snapshot. So we filtered for the last 90 days. Direct leads are going to be at 140. That means people that just came to their website by typing in their company name. Organic leads, this is 3 months. Remember, 514 quotable organic leads, 130 from pay-per-click. That's what CPC stands for, pay-per-click, cost per click. But 514, this is how many are available out there, people that are looking for what you sell. I'm not saying that it's 514 every 3 months, but that is possible and probable if you do what we're going to be talking about today. And when I say quotable, I mean actually it's a real quotable lead. This gives you an idea. When the lead comes in, you should be getting this from whatever company you're working with, your website company, your SEO company. When a lead comes in from either a phone call or a text message or a form fill, you should be getting an email that looks like this that says, hey, you just received a phone call, and you'll see right here at the top, this came from Google My Business. And it gives you the all of the details. You can play the recording. And then at the bottom, is this lead quotable, yes or no? So you can actually count your quotable leads. If you don't know, remember what I said, the number one answer is I don't know. You should always know exactly how many quotable leads you're getting from your website every single month, broken down by a category, like I showed you before. Here, I'll show it to you again. Direct leads, organic leads, cost pay-per-click leads. I'll show you a little bit later, your Google My Business leads. Here's another example. You just received a web form. This is for a company called First Texas Roofing. It shows you all the information. Hey, I'm listing my house for sale. My realtor suggested we get a new roof. I have some questions, some photos I want to send you. Do you have an email address? I can't send it through this form. Is this a quotable lead? Yes, it is. Quotable lead. You should know exactly how many quotable leads that you are getting per month from your website. And I want you to know something. You should be generating minimum 50 quotable organic leads a month from your website. Now, it's going to take a minute to get there. Remember what the title of this webinar is: how to absolutely dominate local search in less than 12 months. It's going to take about a year to get you all the way up to speed, depending on how you approach this and depending on how aggressive you want to be with it. But you should be getting 50 leads. Now, think about this for a minute. That is a good amount of leads. Let's run some numbers on this, okay? Get the calculator out. Let's say you're getting 10 quotable organic leads right now per month. Most websites that just sort of exist are going to have a trickle of organic leads that somehow get through no matter how bad of a job you're doing. So let's say that you've got 10. If you're doing okay, 10 is usually considered okay. Average sale is $15,000. If your closing ratio is 30%, that's $45,000 a month in revenue. You're going to close 3 out of those 10. You're going to get $45,000 in revenue. Well, if you get 50 quotable organic leads per month, which I said should be your minimum, that's 15 sales instead of, what was it, 3, $225,000 a month. $225,000 a month. If you can get that up to 100 quotable organic leads per month, then that's 30 sales is $450,000. You're losing $400,000 a month, a month, a month if you're not doing this right. Look, I'm okay at math when I have a calculator in my hand, but here's what I know, 400,000 times 12 months, $5 million. Well, that doesn't seem realistic. Well, stick with me, okay? This is absolutely realistic if you know how to take advantage of this and actually do it, which I suppose is why you're here. So let's have the conversation. Give you a couple of examples. This is a company that I want you to look up here at the right. August 1st to August 31st this year. Okay, so this is for a 1 month snapshot. Direct leads for this company, 20. Organic quotable leads, 68. And then 91 are coming from their Google business profile. Now, this is a company that is doing the things that we're going to be talking. Right now, all I'm doing is showing you what the problem is, and I'm showing you what the outcome can be if you do it right. I'm going to show you how to do this in this webinar. That is what we're here for, okay? So I'm just setting the stage right now. Stick with me. Here's another one. This is also for August of this year, so it's last month. 20 direct leads, 101 organic leads, 112 pay-per-click leads. Okay, what did we say a minute ago? 100 organic leads at 30% closing ratio at $15,000 a month is $450,000 a month in sales. I don't know. Is that interesting to you? That should be interesting. Here's one. It's a little bit bigger. This is a window company. Also do doors. 67 direct leads, 276 unique organic leads, 239 pay-per-click leads. These are clients that we manage, built their website, and do exactly what I'm going to show you how to do on this webinar. This is how these results are happening, okay? So keep these in mind as we go through this. Now, one more number before we get into the how to do it part of this webinar. This number is 27. Well, what's 27, Rich? 27 is the average score that we see on website audits when we audit websites for people just like you who come to webinars or they see me speak at some kind of an event. I offer them to audit their website to see how it's doing, to see how many leads that they're not getting that they should be getting. The average number is 27. Okay, well, 27 out of what standard, Rich? Answer, out of 100. 27 out of 100. Let me show you what this looks like. This is a snapshot of the main page of the audit. You can see right here, overall score is 18. There's 3 different areas that we look at: Google sending signals, ranking, conversion. This company scored 18. This is a little bit low because the average is 27. Now, here's the question you need to know or ask yourself. What if your kid brought home a 27 on his report card in math or science or something like that? You'd be furious. Remember the salesperson that was only closing 1 out of 10 deals instead of 3? And so 2 times 50 weeks, 2 unclosed deals per week times 50 weeks was $1.5 million. That is exactly what is happening with your website. So if you're the person that's sitting there listening to me right now and you're saying, great, I hear you, Rich, just tell me how to do it. I don't need all of this wind up, just pitch the ball. You need to understand the seriousness of what is happening, and more specifically, what is not happening. Your website is not getting the organic traffic, so therefore you're not converting it into organic leads. Let's talk about how. Now, before we go into this, get out the little QR code reader thing. You can get this website audit like I showed you just a second ago, and we'll do an audit on your website. It'll ask you to pick a time when you want to meet with us to talk about it. Caution, just so you understand, we're at the end of September. So when you look at the calendar, you're gonna have to push the little button to go to October to see a bunch of dates open up for you. But if you fill this out, you know, maybe you've got a great website and it scores 85 out of 100. Most likely it's gonna be 27. This is something, if you wanna talk to us about it, go to level10audit.com or use this QR code. I'll show it to you again later if you missed it just now. Okay. So here's what your website's purpose is as we now transition into what do we do about this. Your website's purpose is to generate organic traffic and convert the traffic into leads. That's it. That's what your website is there to do. It's not there to look pretty. It's not there to I don't know, get compliments from people that say, wow, you have a great looking website. Having a great looking website is extraordinarily easy to do because all you have to do is go buy a very inexpensive WordPress theme and have a very inexpensive company put some content, make the colors your company colors, put your logo on there, and for a couple $1,000s, $2, $3, $4, $5,000, you can have a very nice looking website that people will look at and go, wow, that looks professional, because it's easy to do with technology that's available. However, that website almost certainly is not going to drive in actual traffic, which converts into leads. I'll show you why. You have to understand Google, how it works, what it's thinking. Let me explain this to you. This is how Google really works. First thing you need to know is that Google does not rank websites. I hear this all the time. They're like, hey, we just built this new website. It's awesome. It's got 25 pages. It looks beautiful. Customers rave about how gorgeous it is. My mother likes it. You know, Google doesn't rank your website. Just because you got a new website doesn't mean that all of a sudden somehow Google's going to say, oh, look at this beautiful new website. Let's start showing it in the rankings when people are looking for roofing in Fort Worth, Texas. That's not how it works. Here's how Google does work. It ranks web pages. This is a really, really important distinction. Google is looking for precise matches for searches. So if somebody is in a specific town searching for a specific home improvement like roofing, then Google's going to look for pages that are a precise match. So your job is then to create specific pages that are a precise match for specific searches. Look at this again, it's on the screen. Your job is to create specific pages that are a precise match for specific searches. This is the key to making your website generate that 100, 50, 100, 200 organic quotable leads per month. Relevancy is the key. If you do not know how to do this, or if you're just not doing it even though you do know how, or if the company that you've hired to do your website and your SEO is not doing this, you're not going to get the leads. You're spending the same money, but you're getting none of the leads. And that's a massive problem. And look, I'm going to say something right now. I'm going to pause for just a moment. I'm going to put my arm around you metaphorically as we kind of sit here together on this webinar, and I'm going to console you. And I'm going to say, look, I know that you're an abused marketing person. I know that you've hired website companies in the past and SEO companies, and they give you all the promises. You're going to go to first page ranking and you're going to get all this business and all this, and it never happens. Why do you think the average score is 27? Do you know what the highest grade we've ever seen on a website that we didn't build? Do you know what the highest grade we've ever seen? It's 55. That's the highest. And this is over the course of we're getting up close to 1,000 website audits that we've done now. Several hundred, multiple hundreds. The highest ever is 55. The average is 27. Why? Because they're not doing what you're about to learn here. Okay, now I'm going to show you this map. This is World War II. My grandfather, Les Walters, he's 99 years old. He'll be 100 next May. Love this man. He's so cute. He's old. He's just this little old man now. He fought in World War II. He was 16 years old when he went into the service, lied about his age to get in. Fought at the Battle of Midway, fought at the Battle of Iwo Jima. Okay, now here's why I'm telling you this. Because when you fight in a war, here's what you don't do. You don't say, oh, it's a war, let's go fight, quote unquote, the war. That's not how war works. Here's how war works. What is the battle that is important now? We need to allocate our troops to the places where we need to compete right now. So for my grandfather, it was Midway, and then later on it was Iwo Jima. Horrible situation. I hate to use the war analogy, but it's something that makes it easy for you to understand how SEO works, because SEO is like war, okay? How is it like war? Well, you need to determine where you want to dominate. Specifically, we call this a geo, okay? It's a geographic location. So you've got to determine where you want to dominate. You've got to determine what you want to dominate. These are going to be the keywords, okay? So if you're in South Lake, Texas, which is where our office headquarters is, and you want to dominate in roofing, you need to create pages that are specifically relevant to South Lake roofing. If you don't have those pages, you're dead before you ever start. Okay, now this is what we call a geo keyword pair. Write this down. I hope you're taking notes. If you're not taking notes, well, you can watch this later. We'll put it on YouTube. We'll send you a link. But geo keyword pairs. You're going to hear this over and over and over again from us. Geo keyword pairs. The geo is where you want to dominate. The keyword is what you want to dominate. I'll give you an example. Roofing in Auburn, Washington. Tub to shower conversions in Chula Vista, California. Those are both examples of geo keyword pairs. So here's a question for you. What are the geo keyword pairs that are important to you? That's a dramatic pause for you to think about it. Well, if you look at a map surrounding your office in the service areas where you work, there's probably going to be a minimum of 5 or 10 towns. If you live in a big area like Dallas, Fort Worth, there might be 200 places that you want to do business. And then you look at the services you offer. Maybe you're a roofing company, but maybe you also have windows and siding and doors and gutters. All of these combinations are separate individual geo keyword pairs. So if you sell roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutters, and you sell it in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and there's 200 cities, you've got 200 times 5 geo keyword pairs that you need to worry about, which is 1,000. You say, well, I don't know if I like that. But it doesn't really matter if you like that. That's not how life works. If you like it, then therefore it's easy to do. Here's how Google works. That's the only thing that you should be worried about right now. Google says if a guy is in Trophy Club, which is a suburb of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he's looking for gutters, if you don't have a page on your website that is specifically optimized for Trophy Club and gutters, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Who are you going to lose to? You're going to lose to other companies that do have pages that are optimized. Now, I'll show you examples of all this as we go through. Okay, now here's the analogy again. You want to create troops, and you'll see on the screen there, troops is our analogy for pages. You're going to put pages under your website into the specific geo keyword battles that you want to fight, okay? So this is, in a nutshell, here's what your website and SEO is all about. Creating troops, pages that are geo keyword based. These are the places and things that you want to compete for, and you're going to put these pages on your website. They have to be executed at an elite level. You can't send the Boy Scouts into Iwo Jima. You got to send trained Marines, and it's going to be hard for them even. But you better give them the right training. You better give them the right ammunition and the right tools. And when you send them in there, if you do that, then you've got a fighting chance of winning, okay? SEO is like war. Now, there's 3 kinds of pages. I want to put these all on the screen so we can talk about them for a minute. The first kind of pages is what we call core pages. This is the main navigation of your website. It's all the things that are in the main dropdown, okay? And you should optimize those pages for what we call a broad geographic area, meaning if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're going to optimize your core pages for Dallas-Fort Worth. If you're in the San Diego area, you're going to optimize them for San Diego or Orange County, okay? Broad geographic, because you want Google to know, hey, these pages, these core pages that talk about our products and why we're different and better and our reputation and our product galleries. You want Google to know that, hey, these are relevant for anywhere in this broad area. But then you're going to create separately from those, these other 2 kinds of what we're going to call elite forces troops. These are like the SEAL team troops. They're going in to very specific missions and they're very highly trained, okay? It's going to be your service area pages and your blog pages, okay? Now, service area pages are like core pages for specific geos, okay? So if you've got windows, siding, roofing, gutters, doors, we're going to create a page that says, hey, in Chula Vista, California, which is a suburb of San Diego, we have windows. We're going to create a page there, okay? So it's very specifically optimized for specific geo keyword pairs. And these are going to be a massive source of traffic for your website. If you don't have them, you're going to have very little traffic to your website. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. And then blog pages are also similar. They're also, it's like, instead of a SEAL team, this is like Delta Force, okay? They're different, but they're the same in that they're highly trained troops, okay? And they should be optimized for specific geo keyword pairs. We'll talk about blogs in just a minute. You ask most contractors, hey, you got a website, it's got a blog. Yeah, why do you have a blog on your website? And usually the answer is, yeah, I don't know, we're supposed to. Okay, yeah, but why are you supposed to? I don't know, the SEO people said we need to have one. And they create these blogs that do not, it's like sending Cub Scouts in instead of Delta Team. I'll show you this in a minute, okay? And these are gonna be a major source of traffic if you can figure out how to do it right. All right, so let's do this. This is Sugarman's Bath, one of our clients. I'm going to go to web page, and I'm going to show this to you. All right, let me make sure that the screen is showing properly. Okay, Sugarman's Bath. All right, so this is a, well, let's go to the home page. Here's Sugarman's Bath homepage. You can see this on the screen. All right, stunning 1 to 2 day bathroom remodeling in San Diego and Orange County. Remember, this is San Diego and Orange County. This is a broad geographic indicator because this is the home page. This is a core page of the website. If you look here at the services, these are all also core pages. So these are going to be optimized for broad geographic areas. Okay, so we'll show you what that looks like. Expert San Diego and Orange County shower remodeling to build your perfect spa-like oasis. Boom, there you are. This is a core page. Why us? These are also core pages. Resources, these are also core pages. About us, these are also core pages. So you can notice on here, this is a pretty big website. They've got something like 50 or so core pages. All of these should be optimized for a broad geographic area because you want Google to know that, hey, these pages are all relevant for both San Diego and Orange County areas. But then we get over here to the service areas. Check this out. I'm going to click on service areas, and it's going to bring up what we call a service area directory. Okay, it's coming up. My website connection is not as fast as it should be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, look at this. These are all the specific areas where they do business. So let's look at Chula Vista. I'm going to click on read more. And here's what you're going to see. You're going to see a page that is dedicated to service areas. See this at the top, service areas, and then Chula Vista. So Google looks at this and goes, okay, this is a page about, it's a service area page, it's about Chula Vista. Then here's what you're going to see. Information about Sugarman's Bath. And then look what happens when you scroll down. We got this video here. That's kind of cool. We're not going to worry about that right now. Here's what I want to show you. We've got specific individual pages about specific subcategories of bathroom remodeling. Okay, now in your case, let's say that you sell window, siding, roofs, gutters, and doors. This would be perhaps window, siding, gutters, doors, etc. But in this company's case, Sugarman's Bath, they only have bathroom related stuff. That's all they don't do doors. They don't do windows or roofing. So here's what we've got, tub to shower conversions. Now, look what happens if I click on this page. Click on this page, learn more. All right, now what I've got is a service area page, and you can see that right here, service areas, Chula Vista, tub to shower conversions, okay? And you'll see that this page is all about tub to shower conversions where? In Chula Vista, California. And you can see right here, tub to shower conversion. This is what we call optimizing a page specifically for a geo keyword pair. Now, let me make sure you understand precisely what is supposed to be happening here so that there's no misunderstanding. This page does not exist so that somebody who's on their website can say, oh, here's service areas. I wonder if they service Chula Vista where I live. That is not why this page exists. This page exists so that when somebody is in Chula Vista, and Google's going to know that because of their IP address, and they search for something that has to do with tub to shower conversions, Google's going to say, look, here's a page. This specific page that we're looking at right now, Google's going to identify this and say, oh, this is a precise match for exactly what this person is searching for and exactly where they're searching for it. Boom. And it goes into the rankings. Let me show you what that looks like. That is not what that looks like. Let's see, right. It's here. Yeah, right here. Okay, here's a search. Tub to shower conversions, Chula Vista, California. Now, by the way, I want you to here. That means that this is an incognito browser window, which means that Google is not looking at my browsing history, because if it sees that I've been on this website before, it's going to lean into that in the search results. So I go to incognito, I type in tub to shower conversion, Chula Vista, California, and look what comes up. Well, look at that, Sugarman's Bath. And which page specifically is it? So what I'm doing right now is I'm sort of doing a role play of what would happen in real life. Now, in real life, somebody wouldn't type in Chula Vista, California, because Google knows that because their IP address. I'm in Utah right now, so I have to put Chula Vista, California to do this demonstration, but it works exactly the same. So here's what happens. Sugarman's Bath comes up first, then we got this Bath Planet, then we've got this Sugarman's Bath. So 2 out of the top 3 things that come up And if you scroll down, you'll see here's the map section. Boom, we're second on the map section. And all of this is because we've created these pages and we've optimized them properly. So look what happens if you click on this page. If you click on this link from the Google search results, boom, there it is. Service area page. And remember, this is the very first thing that the person sees. They don't see the home page. They don't see the About Us page. They don't see the blog pages. They see this. This is how it works. This is how you get those 50, 100, 200 quotable organic leads per month, is by creating these kinds of pages and then optimizing them properly, okay? Makes sense? Well, now let's go back to this. Now I'm back off of that, what do you call that, incognito window. And let me show you how this works for blogs. Okay, so from a blog standpoint, if you go to the blogs, here's all the different blogs that they have on their website. Hey, why do you have a blog on your website? Oh, it's because we're supposed to have a blog. Yeah, but why? Here's what people think. Well, it's kind of like a magazine. People can come in here and they can say, oh, look at all these neat little articles. This is not true. Nobody wants to come to your stupid website and read your stupid articles on your stupid website because they don't have anything better to do and they're waiting at the dentist's office. They're like, well, let me browse bathroom related articles on the Sugarman's website. That's not what's happening. What's happening is people are searching for keywords, and then Google is going to show them in the search results your blogs. And that is going to look like, let me see if I can find this. I got too many tabs open. I think it's here, right here. Okay, so look at this. If you type in pros and cons of walk-in tubs, again, Chula Vista, California, pros and cons of walk-in tubs, here's what it's gonna look like. You're gonna get the AI overview. Look what over here. Do walk-in bathtubs installed in Chula Vista, California homes leak? Oh, that is a blog that we wrote. If you scroll down, here's what you're gonna see. Oh, look at that. A blog that we wrote for Sugarman's Bath is showing up first because we have specifically optimized against this phrase, pros and cons of walk-in tub. So when people search for this phrase, pros and cons of walk-in tub, boom, look what comes up. But notice something really, really, really important. It has to be optimized for a specific geographic area. So we can't just write a blog that says pros and cons of installing a walk-in tub. We've got to optimize it specifically for Chula Vista if we want people in Chula Vista to see it. Okay, now I'm going to show you an example of a blog. Okay, here's a blog right here. Why flat roofs need that extra TLC. Now, this is not a client of ours. This is a non-client of ours. This is giving you an example of how to not do it. Okay, so this is a blog. And if you look at this blog, I want you to see if you can notice, what is this blog optimized for? Well, keywords, flat roofs that need extra TLC. Great, but what geo? Tell me, what geo is this optimized for? And the answer is, it's not optimized for any geo. Google doesn't know where this blog post is relevant. So it's never going to show up in the local area as a search result for the inquiry about, in this case, why flat roofs need extra TLC. So if you're Googling in this area, which is what, Oxnard, California, for flat roofs, Google's not going to show this to you because it doesn't know that it's relevant in Oxnard, California. Why? Because we haven't told it when we created this page, okay? So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but only just a tiny, tiny bit. Let me go back over here. Okay, I've already showed you that. Here's what I need you to know. The more pages you have, the better. Most websites are going to begin with about 30 to 60 core pages. Then you're going to add service area and blog pages. These are the what? SEAL troops. These are the Delta Force troops if they're optimized for specific geo keyword pairs. The more properly optimized pages that you add, the better chance you have of winning. It's just a matter of force. So if you've got an area that you really want to do well in, you've got to create multiple service area and blog pages that are optimized for that geo keyword pair. If you don't have these pages, like I said earlier, you will lose. It's just that simple. You will lose. This is a fact. We looked this up. Over half of the website audits that we've done, they have fewer than 10 troops in battles. Now they might have 20, 30, 40, 50 core pages, but blogs and service area pages, over half have fewer than 10 troops in battles. And you look at that and you say, well, how are you going to win a war if you don't have troops in the battle? And the answer is, you're not. Here's an example, okay? This company scored an 18. Look up here at the top right. Number of core pages, 28. Number of blog pages, 0. Number of service area pages, 0. You've got no troops in any battles. This, I can tell you definitively right now, this website gets no traffic. It gets no quotable organic leads. It doesn't get any. It's impossible because they're not even playing the game. And yet they're baffled. Why are we not getting any leads? We got this website. We spent all this money on it because you don't have troops in battles. Here's another one. Look at this, 31 core pages. Great. Blogs, 0. Service area pages, 0. 0. How are you going to compete if you don't have troops in the battle? The answer is you're not. Okay, so step one, you have to have these geo keyword optimized pages. I think everybody's got that down. But it's not enough to just have the pages. They have to be executed properly. The pages must send signals to Google to let it know where and what is relevant about it. Okay, so not just the page exists, not just, hey, we've got troops, they're in the battles, but they have to be optimized properly. And here's the kinds of signals that need to be sent. I'm going to put them on the screen. Okay, I'm going to give you a warning right now, a nerd alert. I'm going to talk about some things that are a little bit nerdy right now. The page URL, these are the ways that the signals are sent. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to go over to another website. And I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to actually go, yeah, I'll go to that one. Okay, Sugarman's Bath. Okay, so here we are on, let's see, we're on a blog. Okay, you see that right there? That's called a blog directory. This is a signal to Google that, hey, this is a blog page. Google knows what that is. Now, look at the name of this. Pros and cons of installing a walk-in tub in your Chula Vista, California home. That is the geo keyword pair in the URL. Now watch this. I'm gonna go back to my presentation. If I can find it, it's right here. That's what I'm talking about. The page URL, you're sending the signal in the URL. Now, look at this right here. This is called the H1. Here's what an H1 is. H stands for header, 1 stands for first. It's the first header. This is a piece of code that is in your website that tells Google this is the main topic of this page. So we're letting it know pros and cons of installing a walk-in tub in your Chula Vista, California home. The H1 has the what? Geo keyword pair right in it. Now, watch this. Here's a photo. Watch what happens if I hit save image as on this photo. It's going to tell me what the name of this photo is. Look what the name of this photo is. A walk-in tub installed by Sugarman's Bath in a Chula Vista, California home. Google looks at that and goes, oh, this must be a picture of a, what is it? Walk-in tub in Chula Vista, California. It's sending the signal about the geo keyword pair. Now, if you get down into the actual content, you're going to see it's optimized for Chula Vista and walk-in bathtubs. You can see it right there plainly. As you go into the rest of this, you'll see that it's also optimized for those keywords. You'll see it again right here. Boom, 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 boom. We've got a map down here letting Google know this is where this blog is relevant. This is how it works, okay? I'm going to go back. You have to have the signals being sent in the page URL, the directories, the headers, the tags, the content, and the image names. This is everything I just showed you. Plus, I could add one more on there, maps. Okay, now I'm going to show you examples of it being done wrong. Look at this. This All-American Roofing. There's no blog directory. Google doesn't know this is a blog. That's a problem. Also, there's no geo in this. I talked about that a minute ago. Let me show you another one. Renaissance Windows. Let's take a look. Boosting your curb appeal. This is an example of how to not do it. Okay, so first of all, we got renaissancewindowsanddoors.com. There's no blog directory. There's no geo in the URL. In the header, which is nearly impossible to read, I'll highlight it so you can see it. Guess what? There is no geo there's no geos in here. Google doesn't know where this is relevant. This blog that you've spent time, you've spent money, you spent effort, all of this resources that you've gone into putting this blog together, and Google's never going to show it to anybody because why? Google doesn't know where it's relevant. It doesn't know. So how is it going to help? Answer, it is not going to help. So you've got to send these signals, right? Let me show you an example of this. Core pages, 30 blog pages. This is All American Roofing. I just showed you that blog that was not geo keyword optimized for flat roofing. That's an example. Look, overall score 26. Here's another one. This is Renaissance. I just showed you this one. They've got 55 core pages, 12 blog pages, 47 service area pages. Great. 47 service area pages. Guess what? If they're not optimized properly, they won't work. And I think I've got an example of that. I can go here to locations. Watch what happens when I hit locations. All right. Renaissance Windows. There's no service area directory here. That's a massive problem. Window replacement in Clear Lake. Okay, so there's the geo keyword pair. We also have it in this header, but we don't have a map. The content is what I would call generic. And guess what? Because we don't have the right directory, this is not going to send the right signals to Google. It's going to be a problem. Okay, let me get back to my presentation. It's right here. Let's keep moving. 30% of the websites that have enough troops, but they are, that should say are not properly geo keyword optimized. 15% of all websites are properly geo keyword optimized. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. Then we're going to hit the home stretch of this. We got about 10 minutes of content left after I go through a quick discussion about a couple of these partners. So let me give you another poll here. Just give me just a second. Here comes the poll. You can choose on this if you want to learn more about Engage or Upgrade. Also, you can choose to learn more about Level 10 Contractor, our TV and radio services, and our website and SEO services. So let me tell you about Engage. Amazing company. I'm sure you've heard of Engage. Most people have. They've been around for a long time. If you're in the business of selling roofing, bathrooms, kitchen remodels, whatever it is, the presentation is going to not just tell your story, but you want to wow your customers. Since 2008, Engage has been empowering customers to create, share, and measure stunning digital sales presentations that go beyond the ordinary. This is way, way, way better than your old PowerPoint, or heaven forbid, you still have a flip chart. Whether it's interactive content, integrated videos, before and after sliders, Engage helps you capture attention and drive results. Plus, it has built-in analytics so you can see exactly what's working. You can make it easy to refine your strategy, and you can coach your sales team to success. So if you're interested in Engage, you can go to Engage with an I, you see it on the screen, engage.io. You can get 10% off your first year just by mentioning this webinar, the Level 10 Contractor webinar. So mention that, engage.io. Also want to mention to you Upgrade. If you're looking for a better way to offer your customers easier, more flexible financing options, then you need Upgrade. It's a financing platform built with residential remodelers and home services contractors in mind. It's a tool that pre-screens leads for possible loan approval, offers financing options to customers with non-traditional income sources. That's a key. You know what I'm talking about. And you can receive funding directly to you at each stage of the project. You can offer your customers flexible payment options from a variety of rate plans, including no interest promotions. Paired with their Know Before You Go pre-screen tool, you can canvas and target service areas and find high potential customers with soft approval, making lead prioritization easier. So think about that. If you want to learn more about Upgrade, just click it on the poll that's on your screen right now. Also, you can go to upgrade.com/home improvement, upgrade.com/home improvement. And just so everybody knows, home improvement loans are made by Cross River Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, and they are a financial technology company, not a bank. Okay, thank you for that. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors, our partners. They make this webinar possible. If they did not invite you, you would certainly not be here. Okay, so let's go back to the end of this conversation about how to make your website and SEO work better. I want to talk to you about something called the 20-20-60 rule. Here's what it is. There's no mystery with Google's algorithm. This is one of the excuses that all the SEO companies will use when they're not getting results for you. They'll say, oh, well, you know, the Google, they change the algorithm all the time. Okay, there is some things that change in Google's algorithm, but the things that matter the most, they don't ever change. They stay the same. So 20-20-60 rule. 20% of what matters in your SEO is keeping up with the algorithm. So that's something that you need to have a company working on your behalf that knows how to do that. But it's only 20%. It's important, but it's only 20%. The other 20% is geo keyword optimization. Now, you might be thinking, hey, you just spent a long time talking about that, and you're telling me it's only 20%? Well, it's an important 20%. Like 20% of your car is probably the wheels, but if you don't have them, you're not going anywhere. So this is important stuff. But here's the biggie. 60%, it's quality of the content. And this is something that almost nobody understands. And when I say nobody, here's what I mean. I mean contractors like you, and I mean SEO companies like the ones that you hire and give tens and thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars to. They don't understand this because in their DNA as a company, they are not a content company. They are not a marketing company. They typically are technology companies. But the quality of the content is supremely important. Okay, so let's take a look at what this means. The 60%. Google is going to monitor how actual humans interact with your content on your website. So the content has to be relevant to the search. So it scratches the itch of what they're looking for. If it's not relevant, then that's going to be a huge problem. It has to be interesting and engaging, and it has to be what we call diggable. Steers visitors to additional interesting content. So think about it like you go to a news website because you're interested in, let's say, the Dallas Cowboys because you hate yourself and you follow this team since you were 8 years old that breaks your heart every year like I do, okay? And you're a glutton for punishment, so you want to see what's happening with the Dallas Cowboys, why they're so terrible. You go to the site, maybe it's ESPN, maybe it's some other website, and what happens? When you go start reading the article, it feeds you other articles about the Dallas Cowboys as you're reading that article. Your website should do something similar. It should be feeding additional content that's relevant to what they're looking at while they're reading the content on your website. This is going to increase what's called dwell time. Dwell time. Dwell time means people stay on your website for a long time. So I want you to think about it like this. If Google notices that people that Google is sending to your website are not staying on your website for very long, if it sends them to a specific page about tub to shower conversions in Chula Vista, and it notices that out of 100 people that got sent there from Google, that 95 of them hit the back button and went back within 10 seconds, Google's going to look at that and say, apparently people don't like this content. Apparently people think that this content is not good. So Google's going to stop showing that content in the search results. It is supremely important that the content on your website, the core pages, the blog pages, the service area pages, okay, all of it has to be written well. It has to be interesting. It has to be topical. Here's the key word that I want you to take out of this: engaging. It has to be engaging. If it's not, Google's going to notice that and it's going to say, quit showing this piece of content. This is why sometimes you'll see this happen. An SEO company will come and do what's called keyword stuffing. They'll put a ton of keywords and geos on a page, and Google will see it and go, oh, wow, look at this, all this geo keyword content. And it'll push that piece of content up in the rankings. And you'll say to yourself, wow, this is fantastic. It's working. Finally. But because the content sucks, to use the most specific word I can think of to describe it, and people don't like it, and it's not relevant, it's not interesting, and they hit the back button and they don't have a lot of dwell time on that page and on your website, after a month, after 2 months, Google's going to notice, hey, nobody likes this page, and that thing is going to fall in the rankings like a stone. Even if you have the right kinds of pages, troops and battles, even if they're properly optimized, like we talked about, if the content is not good, you're going to suffer. Okay, so we've got to fix that. Now, one of the things that we do over at Level 10 Contractors, we base everything that we do and from a content standpoint on this concept we call identity. Identity is communicating with power, precision, and passion who you are, how you're different, why you're better, and what customers can expect when they do business with you. And it's based on these, what we call 5 pillars of identity: your products, your workmanship, your bedside manner, your core values, and your core culture and reputation. And you can see on your screen the different kinds of identity points within each of those 5 categories. Now, it's beyond the scope of our webinar today to go into detail about identity, but here's what you need to know. Identity is the best way to create interesting and engaging content that people actually care about, okay? So I'm gonna just kind of leave this here. I can encourage you to watch some of our other webinars and podcasts that we've done on this topic of identity, but here's what I can do. I can show you an example real quick, okay? So people have to actually like the content on your website better than the content on other sites. Okay, so we'll go over to this website, which is Roof Smart. This is a client of ours. And let's see, where is it? Right here, Roof Smart. Okay, so let's take a look at, first of all, the blogs, roofing resources from Roof Smart's CEO. Why does roof replacement cost so much? You'll see that this was posted just last week, I think. Yeah, last week, September 18th. So it's very recent. You'll see that it's optimized properly. Blog, why roof replacement costs so much. This is what we call an identity-based blog. I showed you the 5 pillars of identity. And here's what you need to understand. This if you read through it, it's actually, truly, legitimately interesting, relevant, engaging content. I'm going to just scroll it slowly so you can kind of take a look. Why does it cost so much? What am I paying for? It breaks it down, the materials, the labor, the taxes, the permits, talks about the materials, talks about the labor, talks about the costs on the job, it talks about additional fees, talks about factors that can increase the roof replacement cost, the decking, the ventilation, etc. Why does it cost so much in Seattle? And it goes through the different ranges of how much Seattle roofers make. It talks about in other areas, it might be a little bit less. What goes into the cost to replace. This is detailed stuff is what I'm trying to help you understand here. Also, look, we've got other parts of this website we can look at. So if we go to the core pages and we go to our story, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see that their story is very detailed as well. I don't want to dwell on this a long time other than to tell you, if you go to these websites, Sugarman's Bath, Roof Smart, and you start looking at some of these blog posts, some of these core pages, you're going to see that this information is extremely detailed and is extremely interesting, relevant, and engaging. Sugarman's versus general contractors. It's going to be faster. You're a specialist. We've got links to other things. We've got additional articles. We're increasing dwell time here. The drawback to contractors that takes longer, 2 days versus time-consuming delays, warranties versus limited warranties, okay? And then over here, I also want you to notice we've got these additional blog posts that we're putting in front of people's faces to increase dwell time, okay? That's how this works. It's not all that complicated, but in my experience, most people are just not doing it. Almost none of the other copy that we audit from other websites is relevant, interesting, and engaging. It's just not, okay? The last thing I want to mention to you is your Google Business Profile. This is something that needs to be optimized with geo keyword content, okay? So if you look here, Sugarman's Bath, let me show you what this looks like. I've got this up also real quick, and then we're gonna be just about done here. Okay, look at this, bathroom remodelers in San Diego. Do a Google search. So here's what you're gonna see. It's got some sponsored guys, and then here is the Google Business Profile. Some people call it the map pack. Here you see Sugarman's Bath, they're doing really well. You'll also see if you go down into the organic, they're showing up here. But I wanna click on this and show you what this looks like. Sugarman's Bath, this is their Google Business Profile page, okay? And if you look here under updates, here's what you wanna do. You wanna make sure that it's updated frequently. You can see this is updated for what, like next week, it's already updated. This one's updated for next week also. I'm not sure how that happens. That's good though. And as you scroll through here, this is geo keyword optimized content. This is how we let Google know this is what we do and where we do it. And this is how we show up on this map pack so high for so many different search queries, okay? So you've got to dominate not just the SEO, but also this Google Business Profile. So here's the winning formula for SEO as I start to land the plane for you here. Identity-based website with 30 to 50 core pages. If you add 100 troops pages per year, after 5 years, you're gonna have a 550 page website. You gotta make sure that the pages are geo keyword optimized like we talked about. You gotta make sure that the pages are well written, make sure that they're engaging. It's gonna cost a little bit of money, but here's something I want you to notice. Once these elite level troops are in the battle, they will stay there forever. Okay, so if you've got these 550 pages, including 500 elite level troops, what did we call them? SEAL team, Delta Force, service area pages, blog pages, they're there every month. You pay for them now, they're there forever. This is the best investment you can make into your marketing for long-term success, is to do exactly what we're talking about today. Pretty soon, you're gonna be undefeatable everywhere for everything. I challenge you to do this. Use the word tub to shower conversion, go into a incognito window on your Chrome browser or your whatever Apple browser, and start searching for different cities in and around San Diego and tub to shower conversion, and watch Sugarman's Bath. It'll just keep popping up over and over and over again. This is the formula for winning. I can show you examples. I showed you this earlier, 514. This is how it works. So I'm going to make you this offer one more time if you haven't already taken advantage of it. If you'll go to level10audit.com, or you can use the QR code there. You can schedule a time to talk to us. We'll do an audit on your website. We'll show you, is it 27 out of 100? Is it 20? Is it 50? Who knows what it is? But we're going to look at it. Do you have the right troops? Do you have the optimization of those pages? Is the content interesting, engaging, and relevant? Or is it something less than that? And if it's less than that, then you're going to probably want to take action, because here's what you need to know at the end of the day. You should be getting a bare minimum of 50 quotable organic leads a month from your website. 100 is doable within 2 years, and the sky is the limit after 3, 4, 5 years. Some of these companies that we've been working with for 4 or 5 years, they're getting hundreds and hundreds of quotable organic leads per month. They convert at an excellent rate. They convert actually at a higher rate than the pay-per-click leads do. Nothing wrong with pay-per-click leads. They're fantastic. We love those. We do that for our clients also. But this organic stuff, man, people trust the organic search results. So that's what I've got for you today. I'm going to open this up. If anybody has any questions, you can type them into the question thingy. I don't know what it's called, but the question box on your console here, and I'd be happy to take any questions. Otherwise, we're done for the day, and you're welcome to drop off. Thank you so much for attending. I appreciate your time. Also, once again, please reach out to the partner sponsor that invited you to this webinar. Let them know what you thought about the webinar, and thank them for inviting you to attend. All right, that's it. Let me see if we've got any questions. If we do, I'll answer them. If we don't, I won't. It's pretty simple. Great information. Thanks for sharing. Okay, that's not a question, but you're welcome. And thank you for that compliment. I appreciate that. Anything else? Any questions? Okay, I don't see any questions. I don't see any chats. I'll give it just a couple more seconds. If not, we'll end it right there. All right, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and call it a day.